Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 27th. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we are going to see what is going on for you this week. This is going to be part one. I'm going to come back for a midweek update as well, which will be linked up down below this video. So if you want to watch the midweek update, make sure to check that out down below. Little experiment, as always, right, Gemini? In your current general energies, you have the Ace of Wands here. This is basically a Celtic cross, even though it's not laid out like a Celtic cross. Use your imagination, Gemini. But what I would say to you is that the Ace of Wands is talking about some sort of new beginning. I don't know, like every single sign that I've read for has had these new beginning cards. Beginning of the year, duh, right? It's like, of course, we're starting something new because it's a new year. But I also feel that you could be feeling very inspired at this time. The only problem is that Ten of Swords, as you're crossing energy, you have the Ten of Swords. So I feel for some of you that this is about needing to, that type of energy to me is a complete shedding of the skin. The Ten of Swords, because it's like something is, you are leaving something completely behind you in the new year or starting this week, and you're starting completely fresh. And that's the energy that I get with this Ace of Wands here. Next, you have the Ten of Swords again as your crossing energy. I actually like the Ten of Swords. You know, here's the thing about the tens in the tarot is that you could say that how bad they are all day long, but the Ten of Swords is the end. He is definitely dead. There's nothing after the Ten of Swords, really. And so he just needs to realize that something from the past is dead, done, over with, and he needs to start over. He's also making a symbol here with his hands, and that symbol represents luck. It's the same symbol that the Hierophant is making on the Hierophant card, and it represents a blessing. So for some of you, it's like this could be a blessing in disguise, the ending of a situation that has existed for a very long period of time. I'm kind of getting like a flash in the pan or flash in the bucket. I don't know, some of those words are popping into my head with the Ten of Swords. I kind of feel that there could have been, this could be the ending of something that was kind of like very, very quick. You know, it's like, I wouldn't really call it a false start. I would call it more like something came and went very quickly into your life. It could be a person, right? We have the Knight of Wands up here as well, Gemini. So there could have been a very kind of like hot and heavy, very quick situation in your recent past that has come to an end. This is probably a blessing. For others, I feel it could be a job. It's kind of weird because I feel for some of you, if it's a job, it's actually a job that you've had for like 3 or 4 years maybe, but it feels very quick. Like, and what I mean by that is maybe you thought you were going to be there until you retire, right? And it's like there's something coming to an end. I feel like some of you are the one that could be choosing to bring this to an end. Queen of Swords coming up in the area of your thoughts. On the table, she has her back to the past. The past is this direction. She is focused on the future. And look at your future. Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Damn, Gemini. I would say that your future is bright and your energy is going to be overflowing. I love the Ace of Cups as kind of a future type energy because it says whatever you're doing is self-filling. Whatever you're doing is going to fill you up on its own. It doesn't require any extra effort. So I always think the Ace of Cups is worth it because it's like whatever it is that you're putting your energy into with the Queen of Swords is very, very kind of fulfilling and also has tons of energy for you. So this is a very positive sign to me that you're kind of moving in the right direction. The Queen of Swords, she also sees things clearly. The clouds only come up to her shoulders. So for the first time out of all the Swords cards, she sees things clearly. She understands like what she's supposed to be doing. She understands where she's supposed to be going in her life. Next, in the area of your foundation, you have this Knight of Wands energy. A lot of people are feeling this. He is like holding on to this wand right here, the Ace of Wands. You can see that they look very similar, the two wands on the card. I'll show you over here as well. You can see that that wand looks very, very similar to the Ace of Wands. So I feel that some of you are grabbing onto inspiration. You're grabbing onto something that you see as very exciting, or you're grabbing onto a new beginning. And again, this is a very repetitive energy. It's funny because the 2022 readings were not very repetitive. There were like a couple of things that I felt were a collective energy this week, the readings have been very repetitive as far as I'm concerned. So that tells me that collectively we're probably undergoing some sort of transformation or change, which is probably a good thing because the energy has definitely been good. The readings overall have been, relatively positive. So I feel like we're kind of going in a good direction here. I feel for some of you that this could be a person as well that, again, was kind of like a flash in the pan, very quick in and out type of energy, and I feel like you're just moving past it. Could have been a Sagittarius or a Leo, I'm also getting here as well. Next, in your past energy, Sagittarius, Temperance. So I feel you have been very patient in making some sort of change. I kind of feel that you've had multiple experiences with this Temperance card. The Temperance angel is pouring water back and forth between those two cups, trying to turn water into wine, or just, it's a card of alchemy. He's trying to turn one thing into another. And I feel for a lot of you that maybe you've been trying to kind of fit a square peg in a round hole. And this could be your job or your career. Feels like work to me. You don't really have very many Pentacle cards here, just the 9 of Pentacles and 2 of Pentacles. But intuitively, I feel that you've been like work, or whatever it is you have been working on, square peg, round hole. Even if you're retired, right? You could be working on projects or things around your home or something like that. So it doesn't matter what you're working on. You could be working on something very personal, but I just feel like it doesn't fit. Right? It's just like one of those things. It kind of reminds me of like diets, for example. It's like sometimes, like I think that, all of us, we think, oh, like I have to be this diet or that diet, or at least like all the diet teachers. They're like, you got to have this diet or that diet is the best. It's like, why not just eat healthy? It's like, why not eat the healthy diet, which is just like healthy food, right? It's kind of like that. That's what's popping into my head here. I'm not saying that you're changing your diet, but that's just an example. I think that some of you, it's like in work or business, I think maybe you're trying to do one thing or the other, but I think now you're just like saying, why don't I just do something that works, right? He's trying to go up this path. You see this path in the background that is terminating at that crown. That path represents like the path to glory, the path to success. So for a lot of you, I feel like you're just like saying, why don't I just do what works in love, business, money, spirituality, all areas of your life? And I think that's going to be a good thing for you because in the near future, you have the 9 of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy, and being very abundant, having a harvest. You can see all these grapes that are behind her here, and it represents a harvest or success or abundance coming into her life. She is extremely abundant. I also it's kind of funny because I do feel some of you could be receiving, I'm getting the words like gift or reward popping into my head. I'm seeing it as like a gift or a reward. I think it's a gift or a reward for your years of hard work. So it's like if you have had, this is a card of material items as well. If there is something material that you want to manifest in your life, like a car, a house, it could be anything really, a piece of clothing, whatever. I feel some of you could be receiving a gift of something material here, but it's like something you earned. It's something that you've worked for. So if you've been working towards something specific, I feel like you are manifesting it with the 9 of Pentacles. I would like, I think like anticipation energy is going to be very beneficial for you with this card as well. You can see that she has this snail right here by my finger. The snail kind of represents your environment. It represents the things that are around you because a snail wears its home on its back. I always tell people the quickest way to attract something into your life that you want is to clean up your environment or make sure that your environment is set up in a way that you can have it. It's like my office, for example. I literally sit down, I hit one button right here, it turns all this on. Turns on every single camera, it turns on all my lights and everything, just one button. And the reason I have it set up this way is that I can just come in, hit a button, and everything turns on. It makes my life 1,000 times easier, right? I have all this is being recorded on my computer that you can't see over here, right? Why? Because it makes my life easier. I'm like setting myself up to be able to do a lot of work, but at the same time, I've made it as easy as possible. I feel like that's what's popping into my head here with the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like there are things that you could do that would make your life super easy, and I would just do it, whatever it is. Or I would set yourself up for an environment of success. Same thing in love as well. I always tell people, it's like if your room is a mess, you are pushing love away. Why? Because it's like, are you going to invite someone over to a messy room? Probably not, right? Some people do, but probably not. Is your house a mess? Same deal, right? So to me, environment is very important with the 9 of Pentacles, and kind of creating an environment of success is important as well. It's like, what things could you do that are like just pushing one button, right? That kind of make things a lot easier, that make you want to do things. And that's what I would do here. Next, in the area of the next few months, you have the Two of Wands. Love it. Two of Wands is a card of you taking the lead. It is a card of success. All this Wands energy in your top row. Ace of Wands, Knight of Wands, Two of Wands right here. So I feel that for a lot of you, you are kind of wrapping something up from the past and move it. You know, he has a whole world in his hands. He's moving on to something bigger and better. And that's what I see going on here. I really feel like you're reading and saying you're moving on to something bigger and better. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Four of Wands, a lot of celebrations, happiness, good things coming in for you. Some of you, this could be marriage. I don't really see this as a love reading, although I do feel, of course, love is always available to us. I would say that by you cutting out inconsistent energy, you're attracting a person who you could marry in your life, probably in the future. But for the most part, the Four of Wands is a card of a finish line. It is a card of like stepping through a portal because you can see that there's this like finish line up top here. There are people celebrating on the other side of this portal. And I feel that you're just kind of really focused on surrounding yourself with more positive people. We had this very long, extended period of heavy Capricorn energy. We had Saturn in Capricorn. We still have Pluto in Capricorn. You know, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, to me, I would say that all that Capricorn energy is affecting our relationships. Also Uranus and Taurus to a certain extent, but really all the Capricorn energy is kind of like I think for everyone in the collective is affecting our relationships. And we're getting towards the end of Pluto and Capricorn. So what I would say here is that it's like I think we're changing the people that we're surrounding ourselves with in a good way. We're surrounding ourselves with more positive people, or maybe we're surrounding ourselves with people who are kind of more expansive, which is just going to cause more expansion in our life. And I see you doing that here with the Four of Wands. Next, in the area of your future feelings, feeling good. Ace of Cups, feeling healthy, feeling abundant, feeling like you're coming from the, infinite source energy, infinite source intelligence, whatever you want to call it. This cup fills itself up on its own. It doesn't, that hand could reach down and just fill the cup up. It's not going to focus, of course, because I'm trying to make a point, but, it fills itself up. So that's how I feel like you're feeling in the future. And then for your outcome, you have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is like work hard, play hard, as I always say. Two of Pentacles to me says you need to focus on having more fun in your life so that you can attract more abundance. And that's what I would be doing here with the Two of Pentacles. We're going to pull one last card here from the Wisdom of the Oracle and as your final outcome. And you have the By the Book card. You can see that these elephants are following each other by the book. And it's like, if you know anything about elephants, by the way, the matriarch, the head lead lady elephant, she knows where all the water is and everything like that. So I feel for some of you, I was kind of talking about this earlier, that it's like I feel like you're just doing what works with I was saying this on the Temperance card. It's like certain things have worked for a long time in business and love, health, pretty much everything. And I really see this. Maybe it's that you're not overcomplicating things. I think you're doing things on the simplest level. I always tell stories. It's like, I used to work with a lot of businesses, and it's like some of them would like try to, I always tell a story about how some of them would try to create like super beautiful sites, right? And, there were several companies where I would work with companies like in certain niches, right? And it's like always the site that was like the ugliest, that had spelling mistakes, that had all the issues, that was the most successful. The ones that tried to make everything like super pretty, that tried to like do all like the newest stuff, they were never as successful. And to me, I'm not saying that you should have spelling mistakes. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to make something look good. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is like perfection is the enemy of progress, right? So, I think that in a lot of ways, this is saying there's no need to be perfect right now. Yes, we were talking about your environment, making it as perfect as you possibly can. But at the same time, I think this reading is saying keep things simple, right? Don't overcomplicate things and just get moving towards success. And by the way, number 11 right here on this card, and the Four of Wands is like 1111. So the number 11 could be very important for you here, Gemini, but a pretty good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out part 2, which I will have linked up down below for the midweek update. We're going to go much deeper than this in that reading down below. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it, and definitely enjoy your week.